So I know I said this in my GH review, but I wanted to make a separate video because I didn't feel like, well, one, it's mostly, I wanted to do the review, and I didn't want to sit there and take up too much time talking about Steve, and what happened, because, well, I also had a review to do on top of that, but, I wanted to include it in it because, well, more or less it's kind of part of the review. But I wanted to do this video because I wanted to really express, maybe a little bit more length, or just dedicate more time to talking about Steve and his firing. And let's be very clear, that's exactly what it is. I mean, he said it so himself on his Instagram page. And I'm going to be honest, it angers me, and it's also sad. It also makes me sad. I've been, and I said this in my other review, but I'm going to sit there and say in this one, I've been a huge fan of his character for years. Hell, when his character first debuted on GH, I loved that character so much that I wound up getting a bunch of black t-shirts. This was back in high school. I just wound up getting a bunch of black t-shirts because I just loved the character that much. And for a good while, every now and then I would sit there and wear the black t-shirts and jeans because that was my guy right there. He grew up on this show. He literally grew up on this show. And fans for years have been watching him literally grow up. And that's what he said in his Instagram post. And, I mean, it's true. I literally watched this guy grow up on this show. I've been watching the show, well, again, since high school. So, and I know people who've been watching it even longer. And so, as a fan, this sucks. It sucks. And it's more than sucks. It makes me angry because here's the thing. Disney, in their infinite wisdom, have decided that this project and a lot of their other projects, pretty much they're mandating vaccines. And if you're not vaccinated, then you can't work there. Plain and simple. And I'm more in this belief that it should be a choice. You have to do what's right for you. And it shouldn't be somebody forcing you to do something that you don't want to do. I got the vaccine because it's what I felt works for me. What I feel works for me. But I'm going to, totally respect somebody's decision if they don't want to get the vaccine. Because it doesn't work for them. The guy who plays Jax, I don't like the fact that he's being fired for not getting a vaccine that he doesn't want to get. Regardless of how I feel about some of the stuff that he said, I'm always going to sit there and respect his decision to not bend a knee, and stand by his principles, rather than just caving in. That's the same thing I feel about Steve. He didn't bend a knee, and I respect that a lot. And I a lot of people, are angry and upset. And there's and this is something that I've said in my review, but I'm going to say it in this video. I think Steve is a great guy from all the stuff that I've seen. And with that being said, he doesn't seem like a malice person. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I'm going to stop watching the show because, they fired him and it's not right. It's not right. Okay? It is not right what they did. And this is coming from a fan who's been watching this show, since high school. Okay? I would like to sit there and believe that Steve wouldn't want people to stop watching the show, would not want people to stop supporting the show, would not want people to stop supporting the other actors and talent on the show that make the show as great as it is. He wouldn't want that. He wouldn't want people to sit there and just stop watching the show just because of him, because that's not the type of person that he is. Okay, I have to sit there and choose to believe that because I haven't seen anything to contradict that. I mean, with that being said, yeah, I'm going to sit there and respect people if they don't want to watch it because, they're in solidarity, they're protesting against what Disney's doing. Let's be clear, it's Disney, not exactly ABC. Disney is doing. But, even for me, even as a hardcore fan as I am, I don't just watch the show because of Steve. I don't just watch the show because of Jason or because of Sonny. Now, there's characters on this show that vex the living hell out of me. But I still enjoy watching it. What the hell is going on with that screen? 1 second. Yeah, I don't just watch it just because of Steve, I watch it because of the other characters on the show. Here's the thing. I think, if anything, we should demand better. We should demand more. We should demand more great stories, Stop sidelining certain characters. Maybe kind of scale down certain characters. I mean, there's a lot of times where you just have characters on this show. And I could have swore in my review that I forgot about Sonny and Carly. And granted, yeah, they were somewhat important. I mean, they helped out Gladys and they were nice to Gladys because, I'm going to be honest, it was kind of an emotional show. Kind of an emotional episode. Yeah, I just was not ready for Christmas music and haven't even gotten to Thanksgiving. But the point is, there's certain characters on the show that a lot of times they'll just sit there and just throw them on there and you'd be like, bro, why are you here? And I know that they're there to run down the clock, but it just seems kind of a waste of of them being there, And granted, they give, the Corinthos and Sonny and stuff like that all the great stories, But then you look at characters like Cam and Jocelyn, and, who do they give for their great story? Esmere. Now, hopefully it will pay off when it comes towards Ryan Chamberlain, and maybe that they're related or something like that. But the point is that we should sit there and demand more and better from the stories that we're getting. And it's not to say that the stories isn't terrible, but if anything, it should be even better because we're choosing to sit there and watch this show regardless of what they did to Steve. We're choosing to sit there and stick by the show because we enjoy the show, we enjoy the characters that are on there. And when I say this, I say this as a fan of Jason, but Jason is not the show. Okay, Jason is not... Yes, he is a large part of that show. He has history with that show. He is damn near part of the furniture. Okay? He's an important, integral character to the show, and he helps make the show what it is. But it's sort of the same thing with Sonny. And I love Sonny. A lot of people don't, but I like Sonny. I love Sonny. But with that being said, he's not the show. Okay? This show has been on for years before those characters. And they clearly are doing something right because of all the shows on ABC that isn't there anymore. It's still there. So clearly they're doing something right. And, and that's why I sit there and say, we shouldn't just sit there and stop watching the show just because Steve isn't on it anymore. And this is coming from a person who is really angry about it. But we shouldn't stop watching it because of that. Because that's not what he would want. And that's not what the other talents would want, Because they bust their asses doing what they're doing. I'm pretty sure Cam, or the actors that play Cam and Steve, Cam and Trina, and Jocelyn, besides being on the show, they're also probably going to school, they're going to college and stuff like that. And they put in a lot of work and a lot of time and to have people sit there and say, well, we're not going to watch it because of that one person, it's like, it kind of sucks for them, you know? Yeah, they know they're probably not on the top of the totem pole, but like, you know, just saying. Anyway, I kind of want to sit there and make this video because, you know, I didn't want to sit there and just kind of do a whole, you know, Steve thing on the review, even though he is part of the review because he is part of the show. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I mean, are you mad that Steve is gone? Are you just like, alright, whatever? Do you not like the character? Do you sit there and think that, you know, he didn't make the right decision? What your thoughts are about the whole situation? I do read comments. Even when YouTube tries to sit there and deny me and try to do all that BS, I still do read comments, and I still do always sit there and try to reply back to comments. So let me know your thoughts are in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.